A very good welcome to this new year, 2025, is you are here to ignite new possibilities. Happy New Year, Happy New 2025. It is time to step out, to step up, and to stand out. I'm very excited to have all of you ignite your possibilities. Kindly share the chat where you're joining us from, so that this time all of us together, just acknowledging where you are joining us from in the chat, that would also be good. So those who are new, my name is Loice Muteti. I'll be introducing myself as I go on with this presentation. I want us to start another video. I opened my eyes, blinking. Slowly, adjusting to the dim light, filtering through the curtains. Yes, my eyes opened. I smelled the sterile scent of antiseptic. I was lying in bed in an enclosed room. The crisp sheets tucked tightly around me. I moved my fingers. Yes, I could feel them. I could move them. I motioned my toes. Yes, they could move. I could feel them. But it was silent. This kind of silence that is deafening. Broken only by the distant hum of machines and the occasional soft steps in the hallway. I looked around, my eyes adjusting to the dim light. All I could see were beds all around me. Some with people in the shadows, others were empty. Where was I? Was I in a dream? No. Dreams are not like this. Dreams are not this vivid. Things are not this tangible. Then it occurred to me, like a jolt of electricity through my veins. Thank God I was alive. And this awakening, this realization washed over me, bringing with its flood of emotions. Relief, gratitude, confusion. I was alive in that moment. And that is all that mattered. Welcome to Ignite Possibilities with Coach Loice. That was me on the eve of my birthday, 1st March 2019. At the beginning of the year, just like all of us, I was keen to have my dreams come true. I had a bold, compelling vision. My goals were all written down. I wanted to become the best version of myself. Something had to change. Things had to be done differently. I was ready for it. those signs. Headache, sharp headache. I continued with my life as if all was okay, but all was not okay. Fast forward. The neurosurgeon said, Loice, you have a brain tumor. A brain tumor? My whole world collapsed. Those are things that you read in the newspaper. Those are stories you watch on the television. That's not me. It can't be me. It can't be me. Have you ever felt like that? That life becomes a roller coaster. Sometimes you are up, sometimes you are down. That was me. One point I was eye up on the mountain with a vision, with a dream. Then the next second, yes, the next second, I was down with a brain tumor. The doctor said, you must have a brain surgery. And then that is when it dawned to me that life has changed. I'll not be the same again. It was in that moment, in that very moment, that I told God, if you give me a chance to live again, then I'm going to be that beacon of hope, that beacon of light. I'm going to ignite in people the possibilities that God, you are a healer. Fast forward, the surgery was successful. And here I am. I am an ignited woman, ready to change the world before me. I am a world igniter. All this was possible because I trusted God that my life could turn around and that God could use me as a vessel to help others ignite their lives. Ignite. Ignite possibilities with Coach Loice.
Ignite and your inner fire. Ignite, unleash your inner fire. It is 2025. I am so happy that you are here and that you want ignite your possibilities in 2025. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I can see you all igniters. Yes, Nkaziri, against all odds. Yes, Jen, yes, it is possible. Yes, it's a beautiful story, Lynn. This is the truth. You can ignite new possibilities. And this is the year to do that, the year 2025. You are here. Wow, amazing, amazing. Thank you so much for listening to my story. And that is my introduction. Those who are meeting at the first time, my name is Coach Loice Muteti, and I'm here to ignite possibilities for you to become the next best version of yourself. I think now we can continue. Catherine, yes, that is the story of victory. Exactly, that is true. It's true. And that's why I'm here with this zeal, because God gave me a second chance. He is a God of second chances. So invite a friend to join us. This is a beautiful evening as we set the tone for the year, for the Blue Waters coaching programs. The whole of this year, we are just going to ignite new possibilities. We are going to step out there because there are so many opportunities for all of us. For those who are joining us, it is time to ignite possibilities this amazing year. That's where we were. Sorry, I don't know why it's not project. Okay, fine. So this year, I want to introduce the theme for this year. 2025 is your year of Jubilee. Is your year of Jubilee, 2025. And I want you to receive that in your spirit and just to think, to know that this is your year of Jubilee. So I want you to close your eyes. Close your eyes and mute. I think there are some people who are not muted. Kindly mute, Millicent. Mute, and stay muted. I want you to close your eyes and just receive that this is my year of Jubilee. What is Jubilee? What is Jubilee? You may open your eyes. When we say Jubilee, what comes in your mind? Me, this is the Jubilee blueprint. It's a time for expansion. You cannot be in the same space that you've been all these other years. 2025 must be different. It is your year to step into new territories. If you've just been in Nairobi, step out into new territories, physically, in your health, in your finances, in your career, in your business, in your relationships, in everything that concerns you. It is time to expand. There are no limits. Expand. Take on new territories. 2025, so that when I say Jubilee, you have a word for yourself. To someone else, is a time for a breakthrough. It's a time for a breakthrough. Just like that Loice you've seen in that, who was held captive by a brain tumor. A miracle happened when the doctor said you cannot move, you cannot speak, you cannot see. I think even the idea of seeing is what made me really scared. I could not believe that. What? You mean I can go blind? You know? But it was a miracle. It was a breakthrough for me. That was in my health. To someone else, it's a breakthrough. You've lived in a debt. Debt after debt. It is time now for that miracle in your finances. To someone else, it's about freedom. They have been held captive. Maybe they have had addictions. Maybe it was all about procrastination. Maybe it was about fears that held them captive. Your Jubilee blueprint, freedom, victory. Yes, I can, and I'm conquering it all. To another lady, wow. 2025 is a year of manifestation, divine manifestation. You've been waiting for this dream to come true. You have fasted, you have talked about it, you have done whatever is supposed to be done in the book. This is your year for your manifestation. To someone else, Jubilee means restoration, restoration of purpose, restoration of your dreams, that you can dream again, that your dream is valid. It's a time for self-renewal. There was a time when you were ignited. Something went wrong somewhere. Now it is time to come back, to reclaim whatever is meant to be for you and to renew yourself. To another lady listening to me or will listen to this recording, it is a time of release. Release all the bitterness. Release all the self-doubt. Release everything that is not supporting you to be the best version of yourself. To another lady, your Jubilee blueprint is rest. And you're going to start building your year, creating your year from the space of rest. It is over. That season that was not working out for you, it's over. Now is a time for you to rest and to receive. It is your year to lead. It is your year to thrive. It is your year to flourish. These I've taken from the pillars of Blue Waters coaching programs, because that's what we do. We have 3 pillars. We work with leadership. We want to unleash the she leader that is within you. We want you to thrive. And that's why we talk about abundance. Abundance is our pillar. And that's why all my programs are designed upon leadership, upon abundance, that is to thrive and to flourish, have wellness within them, because we need you to be ignited from within so that you can flourish, dominate, and bear your fruits. You need wellness. You need your mental health. You need your physical health. You need your emotional health. It is your year for manifestation. We have said that. And that's why we are igniting new possibilities. And I'm going to talk about that in a short while before we invite our speaker. Possibilities where you thought it's the end of the road. What if we ignited new possibilities? What if we boldly stepped into new opportunities that will become aware of the opportunities that are around us? Because many times we are not aware of those opportunities, but they are all around us. What if you ignited that possibility? That it is possible. It is possible. Ignite new possibilities. That is your Jubilee blueprint. So when we say 2025 is my year of Jubilee, I want you now to pick a word. It could be yours, not even here, but that word will remind you that this is my Jubilee. And share in the chat, what is your word for your Jubilee? Kindly let me see in the chat. I am waiting to see that. Oh, yes. Naomi said, wow, amen to my story. Catherine says it's a story of victory, glory to God. And Mumbi says, yes, he is a God of second chances. Wow, the year of Jubilee and beautification. Yes, your crown must be beautiful this year, Catherine. That is the year. Mumbi says, it chooses manifestation to display a Jubilee. Monica says, flourishing. Yes, flourishing, Monica. You need your wellness. You need abundance. You need leadership. You cannot do without. Wow. Kindly put your word. What is your word to ignite new possibilities for you? What is your word for the Jubilee blueprint this year? And Kaziri says, abundance, well done. Joyce says, Professor Joyce says, this is my year of expansion. No more limits. I am expanding and new territories for Alionia. Wow, expansion and new territories. You are going to the global space, Alionia. Yes, you must extend your boundaries. And JMM says divine achievement. And I love the word divine because it's not what you see. You don't walk by sight, but you walk by faith. Isabella says abundance and success is her Jubilee. Jane says manifestation through flourishing. I must be settled now. It's your year of rest, Jane. It's your year of rest, restoration of your purpose, manifestation, because you are going to flourish. Florence, say it, year of elevation. Yes, no longer just down here. It's now your time for your promotion and elevation. Grace says, this is my year of greatness. Oh my goodness. Rose says, oh my goodness, this is my year of establishment. Wow. It is so nice, ladies, as you can see, to have a Jubilee blueprint for this year. The year that you're going to be established, the year of rest, the year of restoration, the year of renewal. It is your Jubilee year. You remember in the Bible when we talked about Jubilee, it was a time of restoration, especially for the poor who were taken off as slaves. During that time, the master would just say, I forgive you. I forgive you unconditionally, unconditionally. And they would go back to their homes. It was the 50th year, the time of celebration, because it is a beautification of your crown, ladies. This is your year. Thank you so much for sharing. Because as you participate in this actively, as you put these words there, so they do become. And that becomes your amen, and your amen. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, the Catholic Church is celebrating the Year of Jubilee. I didn't know. I just picked a word that reflected the spirit and the tone that we want to set for the Blue Waters. Amazing. That is really, really amazing. Great. So I think we are getting together. We are shaping our year. And we have chosen the word Jubilee to represent different aspects of Jubilee. As I've said, to others is freedom, to others is victory, victory. I've been working on this, but now is my time. Now is my time for greatness, to lead, to thrive, to flourish, to boldly step into new opportunities. Allow me to play the video again. Now, I want you to listen at it. Just listen and observe. Again, now that we have set the Jubilee, so that when I say ignite new possibilities, we are together. We are together. Listen again.
I opened my eyes, blinking. Slowly. Adjusting to the dim light, filtering through the curtains. Yes, my eyes opened. I smelled the sterile scent of antiseptic. I was lying in bed in an enclosed room. The crisp sheets tucked tightly around me. I moved my fingers. Yes, I could feel them. I could move them. I motioned my toes. Yes, they could move. I could feel them. But it was silent. This kind of silence that is deafening. Broken only by the distant hum of machines and the occasional soft steps in the hallway. I looked around, my eyes adjusting to the dim light. All I could see were beds all around me. Some with people in the shadows, others were empty. Where was I? Was I in a dream? No. Dreams are not like this. Dreams are not this vivid. Things are not this tangible. Then it occurred to me like a jolt of electricity through my veins. Thank God I was alive. And this awakening, this realization washed over me, bringing with its flood of emotions. Relief, gratitude, confusion. I was alive in that moment, and that is all that mattered. Welcome to Ignite Possibilities with Coach Loice. That was me on the eve of my birthday, 1st March 2019. At the beginning of the year, just like all of us, I was keen to have my dreams come true. I had a bold, compelling vision. My goals were all written down. I wanted to become the best version of myself. Something had to change. Things had to be done differently. I was ready for it. But bang! Dizziness. Numbness. But I ignored it. I ignored all those signs. Headache. Sharp headache. I continued with my life as if all was okay, but all was not okay. Fast forward. The neurosurgeon said, Loice, you have a brain tumor. A brain tumor? My whole world collapsed. Those are things that you read in the newspaper. Those are stories you watch on the television. That's not me. It can't be me. It can't be me. Have you ever felt like that? That life becomes a roller coaster. Sometimes you are up, sometimes you are down. That was me. One point I was eye up on the mountain with a vision, with a dream. Then the next second, yes, the next second, I was down with a brain tumor. The doctor said, you must have a brain surgery. And then that is when it dawned to me that life has changed. I'll not be the same again. It was in that moment, in that very moment, that I told God, if you give me a chance to live again, then I'm going to be that beacon of hope, that beacon of light. I'm going to ignite in people the possibilities that God, you are a healer. Fast forward, the surgery was successful. And here I am. I am an ignited woman, ready to change the world before me. I am a world igniter. All this was possible because I trusted God that my life could turn around and that God could use me as a vessel to help others ignite Ignite. Ignite possibilities with Coach Loice.
Thank you for rewatching again, because we are igniting possibilities. This evening, we are so pleased because we have declared the year of Jubilee. We have our Jubilee blueprint and we are igniting new possibilities. Now, once upon a time, there was a bird, as you can see there. That bird had lived in this beautiful cage. It was beautiful in quotes. It had stayed there for so long. Then one day, out of the blue, the year of Jubilee arrived. And the bird was not so sure. Is 2025 my year of Jubilee? Really? Is it so? And the door was opened, but the bird stayed still. It was time for freedom. But the bird could not see that. It could not see that possibility. That, you mean I can be free like that bird that I'm seeing there? That I can be out of this cage of fears, of doubts, of limitations, of comfort zones? You mean it is possible to break free? You mean it is possible to shatter all these walls that are holding me, all this glass that is holding me? How many times are we like that bird? The door is open. God has said, I can give you a second chance. We can ignite new possibilities, but we stay still. We keep on doing things the way we have always done. We keep on saying the same words we have always spoken over the years. We keep on having the same thoughts that we have had over the years and recreating the same things over and over again, just like that bird. This evening, we want to break free. It's our year of Jubilee. It's our year of restoration. It is our year to manifest our dreams. So stop being that bird and ignite new possibilities. You can be limitless. You can break free from all the chains that are holding you. And that is why I am here to help you and every other ambitious woman leader and change maker to ignite limitless, endless possibilities. What new possibilities can you ignite this year? I'm here to walk this journey with you. I'm here to hold your hand. That's why we have this evening today. Listen to one of us, just one of us who has been with us. Her name is Evelyn Musyoka. Evelyn Musyoka is a specialist in risk advisory. She is a banker. Evelyn is a Toastmaster. You'll attest to that. She tells me, hey, Coach Loice, me, I'm an optimist. I look at what is possible for me. I don't look at impossibilities. Look at me, Lynn says. I'm a passionate lover of life. She is a seasoned book club member. I am leading book club season 18. She's here with us. And she tells me, hey, I love purposing. Evelyn Musyoka. Welcome. Welcome on board, Evelyn. Let's join our hands in welcoming Evelyn in the house. Welcome, Evelyn. Evelyn was one of us hosting Blue Waters coaching programs as our MC. I don't know how many can remember that face. Evelyn, welcome, welcome on board. I hope people can see you. Karibu sana.
Thank you, Coach. I am so inspired. I have been taking notes as you are speaking. It's such a good evening for us to be here. Good evening, everybody. It's an honor to join you here. Thank you for the warm welcome. And when Coach um, reached out for me to have a chat with you today, I was very humbled. I was very excited because I connect with the theme of the year of Jubilee. So that was an easy yes. I did not know what I was going to speak on today, but I knew that I want to walk this journey with all of you today. And for us to sit somewhere, I can see Coach has a beach background. Inshallah, we sit at the end of the year taking very cold orange juice and celebrating and saying, yes, we did it in our year of Jubilee. So thank you very much. I think Coach has introduced me. I work in risk management, specifically in a bank, focusing on group corporate banking section. And on the side, I am a lover of life, a ball of energy, and I'm so excited to share that energy with you today. Coach has set the limit so high, so I'm hoping I can be able to bring that energy today and we can learn from each other as I share my perspectives on what the year of Jubilee is all about. So let me share my screen. Um, Please tell me if you can see what I'm sharing.
Yes, we can see it.
Thank you very much, Coach. And not to betray where I come from with all the colors, I felt like bringing the colors and the brightness into this presentation because we are excited about the start of this year. We are excited about new beginnings, new possibilities. We are igniting, we are limitless, we have endless opportunities. So, before we go ahead, I wanted to just, in a nutshell, look at what is a Jubilee year. Yeah, somebody mentioned here that the Catholic Church is celebrating their Jubilee year. I believe also Singapore has something similar where they celebrate every 50th year. They have celebrations of new beginnings and gratitude. But for this one, I felt that we will start from the biblical side of things because whatever we do, we have to start from a foundation that is grounding for us, a foundation that we cannot do without. So that's why it was important for this presentation to look at the biblical context. And when you look at it in the Bible, we get the definition of Jubilee as a year of freedom, a year of restoration, a year of new beginnings. And specifically, I picked that from the book of Leviticus, specifically chapter 8, verse 25, 8, where it says, count off the 7 Sabbath years, 7 times 7 years, so that the 7 Sabbath years amount to a period of 49 years. Then have the trumpet sounded everywhere on the 10th day of the 7th month, on the day of atonement. Sound the trumpet throughout your land. Consecrate the 50th year and proclaim liberty throughout the land and to all its inhabitants. So the entire chapter speaks about what should be done on this 50th year. And in a nutshell, there were slaves who were freed. At that time, there's a point where slaves would sell themselves to other families, to foreign families, and on the 50th year, they would be granted freedom, as was the law of the land, symbolizing liberty and a chance for them to rebuild their lives and to start over. The debts that were there were forgiven. So financial restoration and a fresh start was offered to the various people of the land. Land was also returned to original owners, yeah? So families could reclaim their inheritance and thrive. So there are very many things that are explained in Leviticus chapter 25 on what was happening, the various things that were happening in this year of Jubilee. And for us in 2025, as we pick on that, we look at the theme of Jubilee as a reflection of God's heart for renewal, restoration, new possibilities. Whatever had died in us, the dreams, the visions, the desires, this is the time that we awaken them. This is the time that we have a fresh start. This is the time that the seeds start sprouting out of the ground and you can see them. So when we talk about the year of Jubilee, we imagine this as a year where whatever we lost throughout the journey of life, it comes back to us. Whoever forgot us is being nudged right now and reminded to remember us. And every burden that we had carried, this is where we look at, there's a song that says, when you look down on the sand and you only see a set of footprints, that's where God is carrying you. So the weights that we had carried, they're lifted, and God is carrying us, and we are starting afresh. So in a nutshell, when you look at the year of Jubilee from the Bible sense of it, that's what we're looking at. But now when we look at the power of breaking limits and expanding territories, going further from Leviticus 25, we speak on the Jabez prayer in 1 Chronicles chapter 4, verse 10. And Jabez prayed, "Oh, that you would bless me indeed and enlarge my territory, that your hand would be with me." In that one sentence, you can feel the power that Jabez had, the prayer that he was praying. And as we start 2025, the call to action for us is to tap into that prayer, that oomph that you can feel when you listen to how Jabez was praying. Tap into that. Pray like that. Pray from deep down. You know that prayer that you feel that imetoka ndani. That prayer that not a superficial prayer. You pray that like that because you're praying with confidence, where God tells us in Mark 11, 22 to 24, "For whosoever asks and believes that he has it, it will be given unto him." There's also Isaiah 22 that says, when God opens doors for you, they can't be closed. So you walk into that prayer room with the confidence that whatever you pray, God is going to give you. I don't know if you've seen, there's a photo that moves around social media a lot where there's a cat looking at their reflection in the mirror, and on the other side of the mirror is a lion, or a cat looking in a reflection of water, and the image looking back at them is that of a lion. This is what we say when we are breaking limits. You pray like you're breaking those chains because you're demonstrating that you have faith in God. You're asking for bold expansion because you're asking from a king. So you walk around, you know, the way you can catwalk around ukitembea town, you know, walking around with that confidence. I am a child of the king. Whatever I ask for, I get it. So that is the energy we are going into 2025 with. We are breaking limits. We are breaking down those doors, and we're expanding our territories. We are going to claim everything that is owed to us, and we're bringing it back home. Yeah. So those two things are very important to start with, understanding the year of Jubilee from the Bible aspect and the power that we have in breaking these limits. Because whatever we do, we could set goals here, but if we are not grounded, it's as if we would have built a house on quicksand and the wind would come and blow it away. So before we even talk about the year of Jubilee, what are we grounded in? What is in us before we even start going into that year of Jubilee? Yes, so that brings us to the core message. And I was looking at it from 4 different dimensions. When you talk about limitless possibilities, just 4 things. I didn't want to come with a lot of things that would be very confusing and too detailed. Just broke it down to 4 key things that we can focus on, perhaps as we are setting our goals for the year, directions that we can use, a compass in the north, in the east, in the west, in the south, that can point us in a 360-degree view towards achieving these limitless possibilities. So for the first 2, And if you notice what I have done in this is I've indicated the item 1 to 4. Again, I've pointed down to the biblical inspiration and then the practical tips that you can apply as you follow these four dimensions. You can add more um, tips that you can follow on a day-to-day so that we collectively work on getting to that year of Jubilee that we are all praying for by the end of 2025. So the first thing is expand your mind. Think bigger, think bolder. We cannot work the way we've been working. If we are to go for the year of Jubilee that Coach Loice has just mentioned when she started, we have to change our entire mindset, change our hard drive. We have to clear the cache and start from zero and expand the memory, expand the capacity, clear the space, because what we are going for is big and it will need a big space to come into. So before we go to anything, we have to challenge the limiting beliefs. When you look at what is happening in our country, in Kenya, it's very easy to be challenged, to think that there's taxes, there's economy not working well, there's a lot of things happening. And it's very easy to think from that point of view, to think that we are limited when you're looking at what the human eyes can tell us. Yes, it's important to acknowledge them because we are human after all. And there are times where you feel like you're worried, you're stressed out, and you feel like you can't do it. Acknowledge it, because what you acknowledge has no power over you. So once you come and say, I am scared of the economy, what else can it do to you? You've already acknowledged that this is what I am facing. So how much further can that fear hurt you? So acknowledge it, and then now you can fight it. Once you acknowledge it, you envision the goals that scare even that fear. So if you have a fear of setting a grand goal because that is not something that you normally do, envision something that will scare you and scare the fear itself. If the goal that you have for this year does not scare you, go back to the drawing board and create a goal that scares you, because in that fear, that's where you'll be forced to think outside of the box and to do things that you've not done before. It goes back to the Jabez story that you're saying. He prayed with this knowing. And remember the story of Jabez. His mother named him like that because he was born through a lot of pain. So in his story, there's a lot of pain, but he challenged that. He broke out of that. So if we have an example in the Bible, and I believe everything that's in the Bible is there to teach us one lesson or another. If it's there in the Bible, it's definitely there to teach us that what is impossible in the human eyes, we can achieve and break out of it. So challenge yourself, challenge the limiting beliefs, those voices in your mind, break them and let them know that there's a new sheriff in town, for lack of a better word. So as you're writing down your goals, whatever goal you have, if you have a dream, say to save 200,000 Kenya shillings, double it. Double it, because when we are going to the year of Jubilee, we are doing new things. We are not doing the same things that we've been doing. If last year you saved 100,000, if last year you saved 1 million, we are not doing that. Tulipita hapo. We are now starting from a new place. Double it, triple it. Dare yourself to do the things that you never thought you'd be able to do. And as you put that goal, put down actionable things that you can do every single day, such that you build towards this thing every single day. In the book, there's a book, Atomic Habits by James Clear. He talks about systems, not goals. So you have a goal to save 100,000, like we are saying. Develop a system that gets you there. So every day, what are you doing? Which habit, which routine are you in? So when you focus on the system, the goal takes care of itself. The dream takes care of itself. Yeah. I'll give a personal example here. On the side, when I'm not doing my 9 to 5, I'd normally be doing hosting for corporate events and interviews in the corporate space. And there's a particular one that Was happening, I think, about a month ago at Ulisereni, and we had the my place of work happens to be one of the leaders in asset finance. So there was an event to award different car dealerships, Toyota, Isuzu, and the like, from all over the country and the region. And when I got the call to do that particular job, I was in a busy, busy season, extremely busy season. And towards the end of the year, I was very tired. I couldn't see how I could do it. But I have a dream in my heart where it is a passion for me to do that. And I said a quick yes to it. But I had 5 days to get ready in the midst of all these things. So I had to develop a system. In those 5 days, what am I going to do to make sure that by the time I'm standing on that stage, all the almost 1,000 people who have traveled from all over to come there, it will be worth it for them, because this event is running all the way into the night. They could be at home. They have absolutely no reason to be there. So you have to make it worth it for them. So for me, being in a different line of work that does not deal with asset finance, it was a goal to have a crash course on understanding. When you talk about an agency, when you talk about a dealer, what are you referring to? What's the difference between this and this? New car, used car, uh, Auto Express, what do they do, and all that. And also understanding, why are we awarding these people? Who are they? Down to the detail of, how do you pronounce their name? Do you prefer to be called sir, madam? How do you pronounce your Chinese name? How do you pronounce this? So that habit was there's a goal to do excellent in this event, because that creates exposure for my portfolio even outside the workspace. But now what do I do every single day, down to the detail? Because the difference between the person who achieves the dream and the one who does it is also the preparation that you have in what you do. You do not have to be a technical expert in it. I was not a technical expert. I'm still not a technical expert in this particular area. Other than what I go to do at the garage myself, I have no idea what happens. But the preparation makes the difference, such that when you stand in front of your dream, you earn it. And there's no doubt that you actually deserve to be in that room. So look for what you can do every day. Are you going to read every day? Are you going to talk to somebody who will guide you? And in this case, mentorship and coaching. I called one of my mentors, and he was very instrumental in this, because there's a point where you have to know you cannot do it by yourself. So learn, get people to teach you, and these dreams, by the end of the 2025, we will have tripled them if we just do those simple things. So that is for the first one. The second one is ignite your spirit, revive the dormant. And what spoke to me about this is, you remember when you were kids, we'd get so excited about things. We would go out and play in the rain, and you could feel the excitement deep to the stomach. Yeah. You would have that fun. But over time, when you get into adulthood, we have parenting, we have work, we have day to day, we lose that fire in us. We forget these things. You find other demands of life push our personal dreams to the back. But as we juggle these multiple roles, you're a businesswoman, you're a career woman, you're a wife, you're a mother, you're a husband. Before all that, you're just the little girl or the little boy who had their own dreams and their own passions. What happened to her? Did you forget her? Where did you drop her? Go back and pick her. Again, a personal example that I like to use throughout my life. Normally, I recall from about the age of 19 up to about 20, after 25, I had this thing in my heart where I'm normally a happy soul. I wake up very happy. In fact, it's strangely weird. Sometimes I wonder if I'm doing okay, but it's one of those things that you live with. And I would be happy, but deep down I knew the happy girl, I had left her somewhere in age 19. And year after year, I kept on thinking about that girl. Because yes, I would be happy, but I would not. There's that, that laughter that comes from the stomach. Unacheka mpaka you're shaking. That kind of, spark. I had to go and pick her up. And from the time I picked her up, oh my goodness, the sun shines in my house every morning when I wake up. And I could be not, I might be having pressures to deliver this. I don't have this, I don't have that, but I am convinced the sun shines from my pillow every morning because I wake up happy. You wake up from the point of, you have to have that spirit of happiness. It's a magnet, it has to keep on attracting and attracting. And every single day, no matter what happens, there's always something that keeps on igniting that spirit. Even if when I'm stressed and I'm down, that spirit never, that fire never stops burning. So go back and have a minute with yourself. Sit down and get a notebook. Call yourself for a meeting and write, what are my values? What makes me happy? What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? What goals did I have before I became all these other things? What was that? And how did it make me feel? It's very important to indicate how did it make you feel when you are chasing your dreams? Because whatever you have to achieve, if it's not attached to the feeling, same way as coach has mentioned on manifesting, you will not get it. It will be like talking to the mind and you're talking to a wall. You have to feel it. So write down what is your what lights a fire in you. Is it playing with the kids? Is it taking a walk? Is it going cycling? What is it that makes you happy? Is it baking cakes and selling them? Is it hosting events? Is it hosting people in your home? What makes you happy? Write it down. There's power in writing. Write it down and reignite that passion and purpose. And do not start your vision, your year of jubilee without your passion ignited. Because we could be doing everything this whole year, but if we are not feeling it from deep down, if we are not passionate and excited about what we're not going anywhere. So in this, and on this particular point, I was taken back to Ezekiel, where God was walking Ezekiel through a valley of dry bones, and he asked Ezekiel if he thought the bones could have life, and Ezekiel was not sure. And God told him, speak life into these dry bones, and the bones came to life. So speak life. There is power in words. Speak life to all these into all these areas that have been forgotten, have gotten cobwebs. Speak to them. Speak with authority, because God said, if you tell this mountain move, it's going to move. And recall times in your life where you've been in a situation and you've prayed and you've seen a miracle that you know for sure this is God. It could not be anyone but God. That's the power you have. The power that you speak into a child and you tell them you're smart and the child glows. There is power in words. So speak to these dry bones and let them rise up. So for the next 30 days, it could be start with one dream, or you could start with as many as you want, but whatever you can track. And for 30 days, do something that will bring this dream to life. It could be just for 5 minutes. Keep doing it for 30 days and note it down. And as you note it, also note how you feel about it as you go. So you say, today I spent XYZ time on this dream, and this is how I felt. Document it. Ignite that fire. Chukua kibiriti, washa. Let's start the year of Jubilee with a fire under our bellies. Yeah. So the third and the fourth item, the third one is you break the limits, expand the financial possibilities. So we look at our financial goals, and oftentimes when we set goals for the year, do we ask ourselves why we've set this goal up to here? It's good to go back and ask ourselves, when I say I want to have a goal of, let's say, saving 1 million Kenya shillings, why did I specifically choose that million? Is it because I believe I cannot do more? Or is it because I've not seen anyone who has gone beyond that? So find your why. And then when you find your why, aim higher. So look at saving, investing, multiple streams of income, but do it from a point of limitlessness. Don't go at it from a point of, but unajua sijui kutaenda. You are working with the economy of God. You're not working with the economy that we currently have. Remember, you're a child of the King. We're told he has all the gold and the silver. Work with that mindset. And when you tell your subconscious that, the subconscious does not know whether this is a wish, a desire, or it's actually happening. It will just go to work and get it for you. Yeah. And we look at the Bible in the parable of talents in Matthew 25. There were three servants. One was given, I believe it was 5 sacks of gold. Another one was given 2. Another one was given 1. And they were sent out by their master. The one was given 5, came back with 5 more. He multiplied. The one was given 2, came back with 2 more. He multiplied. The one was given 1, went and buried the bag in the ground. And when it was time to come back, he unearthed it and came back and brought it to the master. And the master was very annoyed because he did not demonstrate faithful stewardship. And for what he had, it was taken from him and given to the others who had multiplied. So with what you've been given by God, what are you doing to grow it? You've been given a lot of talents. We are normally told that a lot of dreams and visions are lying in the graveyards because they've not been utilized. So this year, 2025, is a call for us to change what we are doing with what we've been given. That means whatever much or little that we have, at the end of the year, if we can be able to say that we have multiplied it, then we have done something. Linking it to manifestation, when we sit here and we say, I'm manifesting 1 million shillings, ask yourself, if that 1 million shillings was to land on your lap right now, would you know what to do with it? That means, have you thought about how you're going to grow it? If today, by some means, 1 million shillings came to you and that is what you are praying for, how would you use it? Would it overwhelm you? Or would you know exactly how to multiply it? That means, are you learning how to double your money, invest it to get into new ventures? Are you talking to people who can enable you to know more about how to grow your money? Are you making the conscious effort to be a better financial manager such that for whatever we are praying for when it comes to us, you'll be ready? Remember when we said preparation sets you apart. So as you're preparing daily, weekly, what are you going to do? Are you going to sit and discuss with leaders in that space who know how to invest this money? Are you going to talk to somebody who's started a farming business to understand, how did you move from 1 sack to 50 sacks? Are you using the resources around us? We live in an age of the technical age where we have access to so much information. Use it such that by the end of the year, you know something about money markets, you know something about bid bonds, you know about T-bills, you know how all these things work. You might not be using them now, but you're prepared such that you're able to know what is happening around. Yeah. And then we can show faithful stewardship in what we've been given. Then on the last one, connect and collaborate, expand your network. For this one, I'll even start with Ecclesiastes 4:9 to 12, where it says, when you walk together, when one falls, the other can pick the other up. And that it's very difficult to break a 3-cord strand versus breaking 1 strand. So together we achieve more. Do you know that in your space, if you look at your space and you look at the networks that you have and the people you know, you can potentially get a network of up to 600 people going globally, just from who you know and who they know and who you know. If you connect the dots, you can easily get to at least 600 people that form a network. But as you do that, you have to ask, what am I doing as I go into this networking? Because normally we approach networking from a point of I want to gain, I want to gain. Let's change the narrative. Let's go with a network of I am giving this and getting this. Start with the goal of first relational networks. Build relationships that last. And then from that, you have functional networks. It's easier for someone, give an example. When you look at some of the people who have, like, for instance, jobs today, you'd find that it's a parent or a loved one who called somebody they went to school with and said, tulienda shule pamoja. I have my son, I have my daughter who needs a job. Those are relationships first that have been built and cemented before now they become functional networks. Yeah. So as we look at how to expand our networks so that we can break the limitless, we can achieve limitless possibilities in 2025. First, look at who are your peers in business, in corporate, in whichever area. Who are your peers? How can you network with them? Look at the thought leaders in areas you're interested in. Is there somebody who thinks different that you want to build a network with? Is there somebody that you admire that you want to get close to? Is there somebody who can enhance the weaknesses? You remember where we said go into a meeting with yourself and find out what are your values and your goals? Is there a thought leader who can help you to turn around the weaknesses or the shortcomings that you have? Is there somebody who, in their current position, is a representation of where you are, where you want to be? Then how can you build that network? When you think of networking also, you also think beyond people. Networking in terms of the places you familiarize yourself with. If you want to buy a house and you say, I want to buy a house in Muthaiga, one Sunday afternoon, after church, just take a walk. Find out that street along Muthaiga, how does it look like? There are embassies there, there's this and that. How is the air there? So that it doesn't shock you when you go there, it becomes familiar. When you want to take a cup of coffee and you go to Java, coffee is about 300 bob. You can get the same, a cup of coffee for about the same price if you go to Ole Sereni, if you go to Kempinski. So you're building your network beyond people to environment such that it becomes familiar for you to be in that space. And that's how you manifest abundance. When you start rubbing shoulders with such places, you start attracting such things and such wisdom and such things closer to you. So now back to the people. You've looked at networking with your peers, you've looked at networking with thought leaders. Look at networking with different generations. You'd be very amazed at what you can learn when you sit in a conversation with a Gen Z, Gen Alpha, a millennial. I think as of yesterday, we have Gen Beta. So start interacting with this network across these different age ranges, because with each comes something different. With a Gen Z, you learn tech that will come in handy when you want to learn about finances and you're meeting the third point of expanding your financial possibilities. They will show you the pages to follow. They will show you which prompts to set up, which people are talking and trending on X and these other platforms in terms of the lessons you can learn. Yeah. When you talk to a millennial, when you talk to a baby boomer, they have the experience of time and they've learned different things. So it will save you the steps that you would have to make yourself, because they're coming with experience and you're getting it in a conversation. So network across, be strategic in your networking such that these manifesting and doing goals, those things love direction and clarity. So you're going at it with a clear vision of what do I want? Such that you're just not networking to build numbers because it's a good thing, but there's intention, such that even your subconscious knows tunaenda wapi. So set a goal to meet a new person each month. Let them inspire you, let them challenge you, let them mentor you. Even in the spaces that scare you, do not be shaken. Because for as long as you're prepared, you can stand in those rooms like you deserve to be in those rooms. Yeah. So those are the 4 things that I felt were important for us to look at as we're going into the year of Jubilee. And they are the things that the knowledge that we need to have, tying it to the Bible and tying it to the practical tips that you can do every day. So feel free to add on to these tips so that we can learn as we go. So as I wrap it up, what's the call to action for us? First, you declare that this is your year of limitless possibilities, breakthroughs, and expansion. Just as Coach said to us, you have to speak it, you have to write it, you have to pray it. And don't type. Get a paper and a pen. There is power in writing. And something I do when I'm writing, unless I'm in the right energy for it, I will not write it because that will just be copying and pasting. Take a minute, pray, and make a habit to go into silence. Somebody very wise told me that silence and meditation is listening to God. So you have to take a minute to keep quiet, listen, and then now you can be able to speak and write. And praying is talking to God. So tie those 2 things as you're declaring your year. And vision boards, they work. They work. You can call it a vision board, a prayer board. Create it. Look at it every day. I have one that every 1st of January to 31st December, it's usually my screensaver and the background for WhatsApp. And I can promise you, in fact, this talk today, I don't know if I can read it for you because I had taken a bit of a back seat in speaking in public because of work things. But now I wrote it for this year. It's my number 2. And the surprising thing, even the one for 2024, the first image I wrote happened. So this one is number 2, and I was just seeing it before we started. And I wrote what I want for 2025. It's a long list, but I'll read for you number 2. I want to have fun. I want to enjoy, and I want to grow. I want to grow my professional, well-paying speaking engagements in the high-end corporate space. I want to be booked back to back all year. This is 2nd of January. Tell me if these things don't work. I think Coach remembers at the beginning, on January 5th, 2024, we were meeting for a birthday. And I showed her, I don't know if she remembers, my vision board on my phone. And the first image was a table with people seated from what looks like a celebration. And I had written, I have amazing relationships. In that moment, on 5th of January, that table we were seated at looked exactly like the image on the first image. These things work. I have these things for years. I pull them out and I get shocked because it works. But another thing about the vision board, don't do it if you're not in the headspace for it. Pray. Get in the right headspace. You will be led to what you anchor your goals and aspirations to. Yeah. So finally, this is the year where all things are possible. What you dare to ignite today will shape your legacy tomorrow. So when you wake up, God willing, on 31st of December, 2025, will you be proud of what you will have achieved? That's a thought question to you. Over to you, Coach. Thank you.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, Evelyn. Thank you for that awesome presentation. Wow, let's celebrate Evelyn in the chat. Wow, wow, wow. Our speaker, our first speaker to set the tone for the Blue Waters coaching programs this year, 2025, the year of Jubilee. Oh my goodness, aren't we ignited already? Oh, let us celebrate Evelyn. She has already met her vision board already. The speaking, she is a magnet. Wow, wow, you are attracting. Thank you so much for celebrating Lynn. Lynn, we thank you so much, even for accepting this on short notice. You know, I just told you, hey, I'm not getting someone to speak, just do this. And already you took it. That is the woman of excellence that we need. And I'm so happy that you are part of us. The same things that you've talked to us this evening, you are actually practicing it. You were in the visioneering class 2024. And we remember your presentation, Lynn. Yes, yes, yes. And here you are again telling us the very things you actually practice what you are speaking about. You are a book reader. Look at how you are already enrolled for season 18 of the book club. And I must tell these ladies that you actually edited my book, Ignite. So you know it cover to cover. Woo, woo, woo. Thank you so much. Thank you, Lynn. You have told us about financial possibilities. You are already enrolled for Rich and Royal 2025. You are not just saying it, but you are practicing it. And that's what we are saying, ladies. Let's pick those four things that we've been told by Lynn. Expanding our minds, igniting our spirits, breaking those limits, and collaborating and connecting. So thank you so much. Thank you for being with us this evening. Just like I said, Lynn endorsed my book, Ignite. She edited it. And she also endorsed, this is what she said. She said, this is a book that everyone should read. Within these chapters are resounding bells, calling to action the superwoman in you. Today's world demands a different breed of thinkers, people who can challenge the status quo and make a difference. This book will remind you of the immense strength that is in you to make a difference in your life. There is absolutely no option to settle for less than the very best of everything. Ladies, adjust your crown because you are a queen. Thank you so much, Lynn, for that endorsement that came from your heart. And several of you endorsed my book. Professor Joyce forwarded the book. I mean, all of you, you are just amazing, amazing. And because of that inspiration, I told you my story, how it came about. The other day, I was talking to my daughter. We had a webinar, I think in 2020 or somewhere there, I can't remember, but the webinar title was Ignite. That time, I didn't even know how to write a book, Ignite. So it's just the other day, I was going back through the folders, as Lynn says, when you write your dreams down and you write them down, there's power. And I just showed my daughter, Aya, how come this many years ago, I wrote the same word Ignite. I had a whole webinar on Ignite because it was at the beginning of the year. And I had the same flame. And 2024, I actually launched the same book with the same title. The title was, first of all, before I changed to Ignite, it was Ignited Woman. Then my publisher said, no, let's have one word, Ignite. So it's the same words I'd written, the same words I presented, Ignite. Here is Ignite. Unleash that inner fire because you have brilliance within you. Don't dim your light. The whole of Q1, for example, we are all just going to ignite possibilities for you. The first program, Ignite Possibilities, this webinar already has taken place. Tick, this vision board has been achieved. We have a program, Leadership Gold. This is open for ladies who have done Unleash the She Leader program, ladies who have done Abundant Woman program, ladies who have done Laws of Growth program, or ladies who have done She Speaks. Those 4 signature programs, if you have done any of them, you are eligible for the Leadership Gold program. It's for the ignited, already ignited, because we are going to the next level, Abundant She Leader. I started off a show, Ignite Possibilities, on YouTube. I think we watched the first one with one of us, Ellen Masawa. We have another one that I'll be launching off this week to start off the year. And I'll be reaching out to most of you to say your story, to speak about what possibilities you have ignited. So when I reach out to you, kindly say yes, and let's share your story with the world. I am leading book club this quarter and throughout the year. We usually have 4 quarters to read books. That was the point number 1, expand your mind, think bigger. You can't think bigger when you don't know. You must deposit into your mind for you to have and to create possibilities. This quarter, we are reading 3 books, a book every month. January, February, and then we shall read Ignite in March. That is a book club, and it's a community. It's a community of women leaders. Lynn has just told us about the power of collaboration, the power of masterminds, the power of connecting. So don't miss out in the book club. We have another program that can ignite financial possibilities for you this quarter, and that is Rich and Royal Abundant Ladies Club. Here we are going to now do what Lina told us, to double, to triple. If you are not in, it's just 2,000 for the whole year. Why are you not in? Come, let's do together. There's power in collaboration. There's power in connection. And as I said, Lynn is already in the book club, is already in Rich and Royal. Lynn will also be in the visionary party. We visioneer every year. We come together as women leaders, as change makers, and we share our dream to the world. And that holds you accountable. So there's the beauty of writing it down, doing it on yourself, and there's also the power of masterminding. Come, let's do it together. Visioneering is Kenya shillings 10,000. The book club is Kenya shilling 2,000. You buy the book Ignite at Kenya shillings 2,000. Rich and Royal is 2,000 for the whole year. This one was free, Ignite Possibilities. The show is free. Just subscribe to my YouTube channel and you have it there. Leadership Gold is Kenya shillings 50,000 for those 12 weeks. And then we have the Confidence Blueprint. This is a 4-day masterclass that helps you now to ignite that inner power that we've talked about. Because this is what gives you the ability to achieve, to manifest your possibilities. And that's not enough. I'm also abundant. And this quarter, this month is specifically for 4 days, 1 day per week, I'm continuing with this conversation that we have started today. In fact, the ones who have joined, I've asked them, what are your takeaways from this? This is day 1 from this presentation today. So we are not just going to listen or just write it down, but now we are going to experience it. That's why the programs are experiential. So there's a difference about doing this and doing that and actually experiencing it. I invite you to join us. Let's journey together because we are setting the tone for the year. The beginning of the year is very important as you set this, you bring your mind together to make this possible. That is it, ladies, and I must say thank you so much for being with us this evening. Actually, we thought it was going to be 1 hour, but it is okay. It is your only time that you have spent this week on something like this. So thank you so much. And I will leave you with Ephesians 3:20, because God is able to grant you exceedingly, going beyond even what you think about, abundantly, without measure, immeasurably, above all that you ask or even imagine. So why not, as Lynn has told us, commit to that God who is able to bring those possibilities for us. Thank you very much. Ignite, ignite, ignite possibilities. Ignite new possibilities. Ignite limitless endless possibilities. Thank you very much and have a good evening. Thank you, Mumbi. Mumbi says, I'm ignited. Florence says, thank you so much. Millicent says, thank you. I can't thank you enough. I am so excited that you are here, Catherine. Welcome back to the book club. Welcome back to Rich and Royal and Kinywa. Explore new possibilities. We have many other things. So thank you so much. God bless and bye-bye. Asanteni sana. Thank you. God bless. Bye-bye.